Welcome, lore enthusiasts. I'm your host, Tamriel Stories, and welcome to Stories of the Scrolls. Today, we will discover the story of the Bards. Bards in the Elder Scrolls are intelligent, personable men, elves, or beast folk. Bards prefer to do things with words first and weapons second. Bards are storytellers, singers, dancers, and all-round performers. While they may seem weak or unable to defend themselves, they are in fact adept at weapons and magic. Today, because of my love for music, we'll be focusing on the Bards of Skyrim, the performing kind. Bards are graduates from the Bards College in Solitude. They can be found all throughout Skyrim, typically playing in taverns and inns. They play lute, flute, drums, and sing. They have a few songs they can play upon request by the player. Some of the bards you may recognize are Mikael, the Nord that plays in the band of Mayor and Whiterun, or Lizette, a nice attractive Breton that plays the Winking Skeever in Solitude, or the worst bard who I can't believe graduated, Lurbuck. Yeah, have you ever wondered why the Moorside Inn in Morthal is empty? He is why. Now, I've mentioned inns and cities, but that is not always the case. There are a few that are not in cities at all. They're along roads or at places that you encounter during the main quest. For example, the tavern you find when you travel to Kynesgrove with Delphine, or the tavern named Old Roland next to Solion's Sinkhole, that in turn is next to Castspire, that in turn is next to Skyhaven Temple. Now back to the bards and what they do. These are some of the songs that the bards will play upon request. The Age of Oppression, but only in Stormcloak controlled cities. The Age of Aggression, but only in Imperial controlled cities. Ragnar the Red, the Dragonborn Comes, and Tale of Tongues. But that is only able to be requested upon completion of the main quest line. Interestingly, in Oblivion, when asking characters about rumors, they might say, all of the bards are busy composing songs about the fall of Dagon. But there's no option to request that song in Skyrim. Even though it's well known that Dagon was defeated and sent back to Oblivion, Skyrim does not deny that, unlike the Somerset Isles, where everyone, under threat of death or deportation, claimed that the Thalmor are responsible for stopping the Oblivion crisis. Now, about noticeable bards, I have mentioned Lurbuck before. He is widely regarded as the absolute worst bard of all time in all of Tamriel. Not just Skyrim, all of Tamriel. Now, luckily you won't have to suffer Lurbuck for long. You can kill him since he's not marked of essential. And, if you are a member of the Dark Brotherhood, you can get rid of him by killing him and getting paid for it. Now, isn't that an interesting offer? One of the instruments of the bards is the lute, an early form of the modern guitar. Now, as a guitarist myself, I'm of course most drawn to hearing that from the bards, but I can also enjoy a good singer, since that's another thing I like to do music-wise. Speaking of good singers, Lizette, the bard at Winking Skeever. I know why that inn is never empty. It's not the mead or the host, I can tell you that much. I could never be attracted to a game character, but she changed my mind. Then, one inn I want to talk about. The only manned inn outside of a city, Nightgate Inn. Pretty outside a dreary place, also a weird place for an inn. It's in between Dawnstar and Windhelm, both have inns of their own. But with a lax on the outside, well, I'd say that it makes up for on the inside, but it doesn't. There's two other patrons besides yourself if you even decide to have a drink there. Even as your typical design, there's a large common room with a fireplace, 3 rooms either side, one of whom is occupied with full-time, a broken ex-member of the Blades, or a poor drunken sot that found a Blades katana and decided to keep it. Now, the inn also has a cellar with a room that is rented long-term to an orc, and that orc never comes out. Even the owner of the inn, Hadring, can't even tell you his name. Then again, he doesn't have the most typical name, being an orc. You know who he is. if you're a member of the Dark Brotherhood, yes, them again, and play through the quest line up until past the quest recipe for disaster. Back to the Bards. I've got to talk about Mikhail, that Nord that plays in the Bennett Mare. Yeah, him. Luckily, he is also not essential, just like Lurbuck. Mikhail is famous, or infamous, depending on how you look at it, for his flirtatious behavior with women. All women, even though none want him. I'm convinced he read the Lost Aragonian Mail a few too many times. He is so annoying that one particular lady, Carlotta Valentina, asks you, as the player, to talk to him about leaving him alone. You end up beating his face in, and in my opinion, that's the only option. But it's so satisfying to bash the smug look of his face. He has a very high opinion of himself, claiming that he is a master of womanizing. Yeah, I've mentioned before, none want him. He even attempts to hit on you if your character is female. He is so delusional that he thinks people in Cyrodiil still talk about him, all because of a short stunt as a travelling bard a few years before the events of Skyrim. That was the story of the Bards in Skyrim. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, a like on the video would be very much appreciated. Consider subscribing and let me know what topics you would like to learn about. Until we meet again, Lore enthusiasts, tell us guide you.